Hey, what's up everyone? Tyler here with Secureteam. If you haven't heard about this news yet, I've been following it for the past couple of days, trying to figure out exactly what's going on here, and I'm still kind of dumbfounded, but I have an idea, and I thought I'd run it across to you guys. But stay tuned, because after I talk about this, I'm going to show you some new UFO sightings over Earth, over the moon, and down in the ocean. Alright, so stay tuned for that. But first, from what I know so far and what I can gather, and what the data is showing, a group of satellites that is currently above Earth, and it's called MIMIC, has detected what appears to be a massive burst of artificial-looking energy waves that were seen shooting over Earth, across the ocean, heading down towards Antarctica, going at what I can only say is thousands of miles per hour. And so the first time this happened, and this has happened before, by the way, we did a video on this last year, but we'll get to that in a minute. So the first time it was detected was 3 or 4 days ago, and this is taken directly from the SSMI MIMIC website, which, by the way, this satellite detects microwave energy, all right, around the Earth. It detects radiation and microwaves, or in layman's terms, energy around our planet. And so, as you're seeing here in this looped over shot, you'll notice here shooting across the Pacific Ocean in what appears to be a direction heading down towards Antarctica. Now, some people who have posted videos about this said it looks like it's coming from a specific base in Antarctica, and your eyes can play tricks on you, because sometimes as I look at it, it does look like it's heading down towards Antarctica, and sometimes it looks like it's heading in the opposite direction. But the point is, we have this map here that's showing the energy microwaves moving over the Earth. Typical energy readings are as you're seeing here, which are just these abstract, swirling, multicolored blobs of nothing. You rarely get anything that looks like an artificial wave. So we shouldn't be getting anything that looks like a spiral, straight lines, squares, triangles, anything like that. But that's what we're seeing here. And there's a couple things that happen here. So we have this spiral here, and just before it happens, if you look just to the other side of South America, we see what appears to be a second possible energy burst. Some say that this looks like a spiral as well, but I'm more inclined to believe that this is likely, at least these small dots here, simply a momentary data loss. But that still wouldn't explain the spiral here, and that's the question. So what is this? Is this HAARP? Some of people said this has something to do with weather manipulation, and that maybe they are currently testing this weather control apparatus that we know for a fact from released documents that they have. We have the tech and have had it some time now to control the weather. First, this happened. Alright, and I thought to myself, okay, let's just wait a day or two, and let's see if maybe it was just a glitch, see if it happens again. And sure enough, just yesterday, in the new data reading posted on the MIMIC website, we yet again see another one of these artificial waves of energy, which again looks to be passing in the same general direction and area as the first one. But what's also interesting is that this one definitely varies in its shape and its size, and it's obviously different from the first wave that occurred a couple days before. And you're seeing that looping over here. And yeah, this one looks almost more triangular or cone-shaped as opposed to a spiral. And momentarily, basically completely covers all of South America and part of North America. This is not normal. This is typically not what you see with a simple data loss. You usually get these little dots that appear randomly. That's a data loss. But this appears to be something else. And again, a lot of people believe that it's coming from Antarctica, the mysterious continent we love to do videos about. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me that if this does happen to be our government or some government on Earth testing some sort of tech, it's easy to think that they'd be doing it from a remote location at the bottom of the Earth in Antarctica. Now, and as I said earlier, this happened last year where it wasn't a spiral or a cone. What happened last year was we saw a band of energy that was seen wrapping and moving around the entire Earth. which is what you're seeing here. Now you're seeing the original map, the 2D map here on the left, and on the right you're seeing a three-dimensional rendition of what it would look like as it was moving around the globe. And you can see it's this sort of zigzagging band that goes up and down as it wraps around the Earth. And yet again, when we posted the video on that, it was strange, out of place, didn't fit with your typical data drop. And yeah, the big question is, what is causing these massive, super fast energy waves? And so, you know, I'm not going to speculate other than to say it could have something to do with HAARP. It could have something to do with something coming from space. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are much smarter than me when it comes to microwave data. So I will leave it up to you guys. Let me know what you think down below, and we'll continue to monitor this, but it is very anomalous. So on to some UFO sightings that have recently been sent in to me, the first of which occurred over Newark, New Jersey, in the general area above a neighborhood called Ironbound. So go ahead and check this out. Okay, so I'm showing you the close-up view of this, and a few things to note here from the viewer. He said there were no wings on it, there were no navigational lights, the thing looked completely black, but at the same time also large, much larger than your standard drone at the distance that he shot it from. I mean, it looks to be large in size. So, yeah, very interesting stuff. If any of you guys have any better footage of this over Newark, New Jersey, be sure to send it in, and yeah, keep your cameras ready. So now on to some telescopic footage of the moon of something very, very mysterious that a viewer sent to me, of what he, and after watching it, I can only describe as some massive structures sitting on the moon, and more specifically, what appears to be a massive spherical object sitting in plain sight. So you're seeing this telescopic footage here was zooming up towards the top of the moon, and when he turned up the contrast and lowered the brightness a bit, because the moon is usually extremely washed out due to the exposure from most cameras, so when you're recording it you don't get a whole lot of detail. And so when he brought down that brightness a bit, he noticed what appeared to be a dark circular object sitting at just the right angle at the top of the moon here that was obviously blocking whatever was behind it. He also noticed what appeared to be a reflection bouncing off the top right of this thing. And so you're seeing that image here zoomed in, and I'll loop this over so you can see it as he increases the brightness and then decreases it, which brings this thing out. And it's some amazing stuff. So we're looping it here, and I'm just going to stop it right here, where it's just in the middle, and you can obviously see this spherical, dark, reflective object. The top of it is reflecting sunlight. It looks to be solid, as in you cannot see anything behind it that it's blocking in its general area. And just look at this as the brightness is decreased, and you can see the perfect spherical shape of this thing, sticking out like a sore thumb against the rest of the still completely white portion of the moon. So, yeah, I'm currently speaking with him, and he's going to try to get even more footage of this area. And yeah, this is some bombshell footage in my opinion. And one more piece of evidence that there are massive artificial structures on the moon. I've been saying it since day one. I've been showing thousands of pieces of evidence. We've had former military personnel and NASA image techs come out and say that they used to airbrush this stuff out of the official moon images. So the thing's there. So yeah, I want to give a big thanks to Arthur who sent this in. And lastly today, I have another finding that was sent in by a viewer of something found at the bottom of the ocean on the sea floor on Google Earth. That, similar to what we just saw on the moon, is another one of these massive spherical objects that looks to be moving across the bottom of the ocean, leaving a perfectly cut trail behind it. So you're seeing that here. I'll circle the object. And if you remember, we posted a video. It's probably one of our most popular videos, actually, a year or two back, where we had found another one of these massive spherical objects that I think after we measured it came out to be 1 to 2 miles in diameter. And that had left this long stretching zigzag trail behind it, which after we measured, it came to around 50 miles that this 2-mile wide object had moved across the seabed. And so we're seeing a similar object here. Look how perfectly circular this thing is, with a perfectly matching track mark being left in its wake from where it had originally moved. And you can even see the shadow on the inside rim of this track mark here, where it's dug down into the sea floor. And so, yeah, my question is, just like was my question in the original video, is what are they? What are these massive circular things at the bottom of our ocean that, despite being miles in diameter, have been captured freely moving along the ocean floor as if they were, controlled vehicles? And, thus far, still haven't found an answer. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this and everything else we've spoken about today. A lot of interesting things happening around the world. It never ends, and that is why I love this research. So, we will continue to post new UFO footage that comes in, or anything strange happening on Earth or in space or in the ocean, just like we always have. So, stick right here with Secureteam, and if you have your own finding or discovery, don't hesitate to send me an email. So have a great rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you back in just a bit.